Hi all, this is Miss Vanessa and I'm here today to do a Spider-Man craft with you. If you didn't know, August 1st is Spider-Man Day, so I have my Spider-Man shirt on and I have the 3 spider people here that we will be doing. It's a very simple craft at home that you can do. I'm going to present the materials and we will get started. So the materials you'll be needing today for the Spider-Man craft are some crayons and color pencils, markers, a scissor maybe if you choose. You need a place to put the paint. If you don't have any container, a small scrap of paper and a plate would be fine. Of course you need the paint as well. You need some water and paint brushes, and of course you need at least 3 paper plates because we're doing 3 different spider people. We're gonna continue and show you the steps for the 3 different spider people next. So we're gonna start with Peter Parker. So what you would need to do is you would take your first plate. If you're gonna paint it, grab your paintbrush. Of course, get your red paint and cover the whole thing until it's all covered in red. If you decide to use the crayon, it will be the same. Cover until it's all red, or marker, same thing, all red. Once everything is all full, you're going to use crayon, it will look like this. If you use paint, it will look like this. If you're going to use paint, you have to make sure it completely dries before you move on to the next step. And now we're going to do the next step. First, you need to start making the face. What I wanted to do is I'm going to start in the middle. There's a small circle. And then you're going to start the webbing out from there. You can kind of just draw some lines going up. It doesn't have to be perfect. The most important part of Spider-Man, of course, is his eyes. So we'll just start with one eye here. And then I'm going to keep going up with the webbing. And he can have another eye here. As long as it somewhat looks like Spider-Man, that's all that matters. So we'll just go down with the lines. And then when you start the webbing, you kind of have to go upward in small swooshes. And it'll start to look like a web. You just keep doing this over and over again. And you can make it as artistic as you want. I'm doing it just as if I was a young kid. I'm having fun with it. So next, if you want to make the eyes stick out like Peter Parker's eyes, you would add the white paint. So I'm going to bring my white paint over here and I'm going to paint in the eyes. And since this is so easy, if you make a mistake, you can always start over again. You would just have to repaint or recolor and just do it until you feel it looks as nice as you want, or you can leave it to look the way you started in the first place. It's fine. So if you wanted to do with crayon, you can move over to this side and we can do it with the marker. I'm going to do it with the marker for this one. So again, you can just start the webbing out like that. And if you want, you can make the eyes. Again, I'm going to do another line here so the eyes are a little bit more far spaced apart. And then again, you would just do the webbing. Okay, so you always can look at a picture to help you with how you want the eyes to look. So again, I'm going to use our white paint and we make the eyes. So this will take a little while, but once you're finished, it will look like this. Okay, next we're going to be doing Miles Morales. So Miles Morales, first you have to cover your next blank plate black, all black. Either you use a black marker, you can use a black crayon, or you can use black paint. Again, if you use paint, remember that you're going to need to wait for it to dry. If you want to actually make him look a little bit different, because Miles Morales has more of a longer face, you can actually create an oval on the plate and use the scissors to cut the oval out, and then you would proceed to the next step, which is the webbing and the painting. Okay, so once you have your plate all filled in with black, if you don't cut it, it'll look like this. If you did cut out the oval, it will look like this. So we're gonna do like we did for the first one. Miles Morales' webbing is white. So we can just start with the white paint and we can make the webbing. Again, things don't have to be perfect and it's very easy. So if you make a mistake, you can always start over. So we'll just start the webbing. I'll do very basic just to give you an idea. Then, like I said before, you do little swooshes on the inside to make sure that it looks like a web. So Miles Morales' eyes are outlined in red. So we're gonna use some red paint to make the eyes. And just remember, you can always use anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be paint. You can use marker, crayon, whatever you have available. So we'll just quickly do an eye, and then an eye this side. The most important thing about Miles Morales is the eyes are outlined in red, but the inside of the eyes are white, just like our Peter Parker Spider-Man. So after you outline the red, you would fill in the red area between with the white. And it will be the same thing for the other one. So the other one, we would of course do the lines, okay? And then once you finish the lines, again, you would do the eyes outlined in red. Of course, the webbing needs to be a little bit darker, but you can always fix that. So that would be the outline of red, and then the inside would be white. And once everything dries, it will look like this. So the next one we're doing is Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy, and this is the easiest one. So really you just have to take a magenta marker, or if it's not magenta, it could be pink or purple, and just start trying to make a hood, something that looks like a hood. So we can just go down, since Spider-Gwen wears a hood, and just go down and down. You can kind of get creative, make it where it's the neck area. But the most important part about Spider-Gwen is the eyes. So we'll make her eyes in the same color. Like I said, it's just very quick. If you want to take more time to make it perfect, you can do that. Then you gotta completely fill all of this in. I'm not gonna do that here because it'll take us quite some time. But once you have this all filled in and colored, we're going to use the white paint, okay? So as you're painting with the white paint, the purple, pink, magenta will start to turn a little bit white, but later on it'll be pink. So you would just create the webbing over this. That's where Spider-Gwen has her webbing, is on her hood. So you would just keep on doing this, create the webbing, and as it dries, even you can see now it's turning a little pink. When it dries, it will look like this. So once you finish with your crafts, they should look like this. We have Gwen Stacy, which is Spider-Gwen right here. We have Peter Parker, which is the original Spider-Man right here. And then we have Miles Morales, the most recent Spider-Verse Spider-Man right here. My name again is Miss Vanessa. Thank you for joining me on Spider-Man Day and doing crafts with me.
And as Spider-Man always said, with great power comes great responsibility. Take care, stay safe, everybody, and happy Spider-Man Day.